Okay, good evening and welcome to PhanTV. As you can see from the background, we're here at the Peterborough Phantoms Supporters Club Quiz Night here at the Planet Ice Bar in Peterborough. Well, okay, let's start pretty much straight away with the team news. Matt, what have we got?
Okay, yellow with the team news. Very little to report really. Joe Graham's still out injured. I don't think there's any surprises there. We are expecting him probably for at least another week anyway. Jamie Lyne, however, obviously missing with I think it was a cold or flu or tonsillitis. That's right, last week. That we are expecting him to be returning to the ice for the games this weekend. So as we've heard, that he has actually been training this week. So yeah, a bit of positive news on that front. But that's pretty much it. That's all we've got really to say about the team news for the Phantoms this week. Let's have a look a bit around the league, Dan.
Okay, well, looking around the league very quickly, it's a mixture of good news and bad for the Swindon Wildcats. Earlier this week, it was announced that Chris Jones would leave, and he's asked to be released with immediate effect so he can join the ENL Cardiff Devils. Not sure if that's step up or step down for him, but we'll find out for him in the next few weeks. However, that does come on the back of some good news for Swindon Wildcats, as they welcome Henry Sandvik from the Finnish second division. Apparently he was a recommendation from Perkio, one of their other imports. Okay, now looking elsewhere around, it's a couple more leavings. The first one is James Smith, who's been announced as leaving the Basingstoke Bison, mostly on the two-way to join the Whitelink Raiders. Jeremy Cornish, their coach, was actually very pleased with the announcement, as he believes it'll add some attacking pace to their forward lines. However, on not quite such good news, in this case for the Sheffield Steel Dogs, was news that Danny Wood, one of the players in the middle of many an altercation here on Sunday night, has now left the Sheffield Steel Dogs to join the Hull Stingrays. Now, according to a lot of Sheffield fans, he's been pretty underwhelming, and to be honest, we've spent more time watching Greg Wood following his running of Damo than we did anything else.
Definitely.
So hopefully it'll be a good move for him in his career, and hopefully he'll get somewhere with it. So there you go, that's pretty much it for around the league. It's been fairly quiet, not many people out, not many people in, so there we go.
That's right.
Now, right, well, that's it for around the league. Let's have a look at this weekend's games, Matt.
That's right. So Telford coming here, weather permitting, on Saturday. Last time that we actually saw Telford, well, at least the Phantoms met Telford, would have been the midweek fixture we had just back at the beginning of the year, just after the new year. With a 13-goal fest over in Shropshire, that one. But Phantoms running out the 7-6 winners eventually on that one. But I think guys to watch for on that one, I think you've got to look at guys like Coach Tom Watkins, who's an influential guy. You know, he knows his stuff, and he keeps his guys well drilled, so I'm sure that he'll be making an impression. And then I think you've got to look at other guys like Dan McCreel and Scott McKenzie as well, who's obviously returned now in the last, I think last month. So, yeah. Absolutely,
McKenzie, who's joined them from our opponents on Sunday night, the Manchester Phoenix. Now, I've got to admit, I mean, I've been looking at the Tigers as they've been coming through, and I think the one that we really need to be looking for is their new signing, Thomas Karpov. Now, he's got a little bit of North American experience in the OHL, playing for Moose Jaw and Calgary Hitmen, but now after that, it was pretty much all Sparta Prague and the Czech leagues. His last team were in the Czech second division, so I'd say they were pretty close to maybe Elite League standard with the way they're playing. Now he's coming into the English Premier League. I think he's had a little bit of time to settle in, and we've been hearing some good things coming out of Telford with it. So yeah, I mean, that's Saturday night. Now, moving on now and looking at Manchester. Our opponents on Sunday. Now, we've always had a hard time in the Ice Dome up in Manchester, so who are the fans going to be looking for in that game?
I think, as ever, you can't write off Tony Hand. You know, I think as it always goes with him, you never can tell kind of what's going to happen, what he's going to create. But he's been in the game a long time now, 400 years or something. So, you know, but he's got a lot to offer still. And although he might be lacking a little bit in the pace, I think that the hockey head's still there, and he could definitely poses a threat.
Well, yeah. I mean, to be honest though. for someone that's been in the game for so long, I mean, talk about him being off the pace slightly. I mean, that is comparative to Tony Hand. The guy can still skate rings around even some of our imports.
Yeah, it's true.
So definitely one to watch.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you've got the other players. You've got Rob Schnabel. I think he's now back in the lineup.
I believe so.
So the man who rather famously one-punched Andre Payet.
Yeah.
Rather embarrassingly for Mr. Payet, but what can you do?
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, so apart from Schnabel, Boothroyd, some pretty good players there to look. I mean, they've got a lot of depth. James Archer's another example of depth in the team. So, following on from that, if you want to know what's happening with the game, obviously Telford are predicted to have some very heavy weather over the next couple of days. So if you want to know if the game is on, visit www.peterborough.phantoms.com or look at local press. They're the best ones to look out for. Hopefully, as soon as Telford let us know one way or the other, we'll know as well.
Yeah.
Sunday, it's always a good bet that normally the M6 will be pretty clear. But again, if you are travelling, check the local weather and obviously have a look at peterborough.phantoms.com. We'll tell you'll know then if the game's on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think that's it from us tonight.
Definitely, yeah, of course.
We'll go back to the quiz in a little while. So from us at PhanTV, good night.
Good night.